So one of the things that I'm often asked, how do I choose the right accountant? And it's not as easy as you might think, because there's lots of things to consider when choosing an accountant. Particularly now, given the change in the role of accountants and the development of technology has really changed the landscape for accountancy. So some of the things that you need to think of, and the first thing that you need to think of before you go accountant shopping is, what does your business need? Where are you in your business at the moment? So are you a startup? So are you just beginning your business and you're going to want a lot of support in understanding how to set things up, how to get registered for everything? Or are you an established business where you've maybe got a year or two or more trading experience and your needs are going to be slightly different? So think about that. Think about the challenges that you're facing in your business at the moment. Are you struggling with cash flow? Have you got lots of cash in the bank that you don't know what to do with? Are you profitable, maybe making losses? Have that detail to hand. So when you go see an accountant, make sure you know what your turnover is, what your profitability is, how much you're taking out of your business. All of that will really help when you are talking about the type of services that you might need to take your business forward. The second thing to think about is the type of support that you're looking for. Do you want an accountant that is more face-to-face? So do you want to be able to have access to them for face-to-face meetings? Or are you happy having video calls with accountants? Technology now means that you can still have something similar to a face-to-face meeting, but via video call to save that travelling. Because that then changes where you need to look for your accountant. So do you need to look more locally, or can you look further afield if you don't need that sort of face-to-face meeting in the same room? Prefer to receive everything digitally? So are you happy doing e-signatures and everything like that, or do you prefer to have everything paper-based? So do you prefer to get all your documents, all your letters through the post? Because again, different accountants will have different approaches. One question I often get asked is, should I choose an accountant that specialises in my industry? Which is a good question, and the advantages and disadvantages of that. Obviously, the advantage is if you've got quite a specialist industry and you can work with an accountant who understands that industry, it makes things a little bit easier. Particularly where there are certain accounting requirements for that industry, then it is well worth looking for someone who understands those. If you have specific software for your industry, for your accounting, maybe stock management, things like that, having an accountant that has an understanding of that could be worthwhile. They'll also be able to bring their knowledge of working with others in that industry. But ultimately, you are the specialist. Operationally, it is you that knows your industry. So there are advantages to working with accountants that don't specialise in this particular industry, in that they can bring ideas and thoughts and knowledge from a wide range of clients, and sometimes that can be beneficial too. Another question to ask when you meet accountants is, have they got any clients that are similar to you? Whether that's similar industry, similar size, similar challenges, because that can be really useful in terms of deciding what kind of knowledge that accountant has and how they're going to be able to best help you if they understand your current situation. The key one is pricing. So quite often clients are caught out by the fact that they think they know how much something is going to cost them, but then they get surprise bills at the year end, which isn't great for any service particularly if you're a small business and you don't know what it's going to cost you. That can leave you feeling quite anxious and quite stressed, and also put pressure on your cash flow. So make sure you're very clear on what the accountant's pricing model is. Are they giving you a price and that price doesn't change, that covers everything you've discussed? Or are they pricing based on the time they're going to take? So could there be a surprise bill at the end if it's taken more time than they expected? So really make sure you understand that. If you phone them for any queries, are they going to charge for that, or is that inclusive within the package of support that you've discussed? So really make sure that you fully understand that before you sign up. and be very clear on the service that you're getting for the price that you're paying. You know, what is included, what's excluded, you know, can you phone them if you're unsure about something and that's part of the service? Can you access all of their team, or are you only restricted to certain people? You know, what exactly is being included? You know, are they doing just processing your tax return, or are they providing tax advice too? Ideally, you'll get a proposal from them that'll include all the services that you've discussed in your meeting with them, and exactly what the price is and how that's to be paid. So those are some tips on how to choose a good accountant for your business.